All right, let me just throw out a couple of questions to you. Brief answers, because I got some other ones that some people are asking.
Yeah.
Pets in heaven.
Okay, well, the brief answer. That's hard to
Because
be
we already know we're going
that.
to kill animals in heaven, pets in heaven, though. Good animals we don't want to eat.
Okay, so you're right. I'm in agreement on that. So Romans chapter 8, and this I think is a fascinating passage because Paul says in verse 18, I consider the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that's to be revealed in us. The creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the sons of God. What's interesting is he identifies human beings and then he identifies the whole creation. So think of how Adam and Eve chose sin and the whole creation fell on their coattails. The suffering didn't just come to them, the suffering came to the animal kingdom. So for the creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the sons of God. The creation was subjected to futility. That's the curse. In hopes that the creation itself will be set free from its bondage to corruption and obtain the freedom of the glory of the children of God. For we know, get this, the whole creation has been groaning and suffering together in the pains of childbirth until now. And not only the creation, but we ourselves. He's distinguishing, he's not just talking about people. Well, who else in the whole creation suffers besides people? Clearly animals. We ourselves who have the first fruits, we groan inwardly as we eagerly await our adoption, and the whole creation awaits it. So you have new earth passages in the Old Testament, which we know to be new earth passages because they're actually cited and alluded to in Revelation 21 and 22 that speak of animals on the new earth. It's in Isaiah 60, it's in Isaiah 65, it's in Ezekiel 47 where there's fish, there's leopards, lions, wolves, all of these different kinds of animals. So when God renews his whole creation and brings back people to rule over it, what was the second most important part of his first creation? That was animals. So animals on the new earth, yes, and now as for pets, wouldn't it be just like God, since we know for sure there will be animals on the new earth, wouldn't it be just like him to just as a treat to bring back our beloved Dalmatian Moses, gave him a biblical name, that probably would help, or our golden retriever, Maggie Grace. We got Grace in there too. So, and wouldn't it be like him to delight his children by bringing back one of those animals on the new earth? But for sure, animals on the new earth, no question.
But you would make a distinction. He may bring animals back, not because they have a soul, and not because they have the same qualities as God.
Not at all.
God's people do. But it would be as a gift to those who are people.
Right, and we actually have in Matthew 19, we've got Jesus referring to the coming renewal of all things. In Acts 3, we've got Peter talking about the restoration of all things spoken by God through his holy prophets. All things, everything. In the original Greek, that means all things. That means everything. That's why it's always translated that way by Greek scholars. That's what it means. And so you say, well, this isn't just the resurrection of humanity, but this is a restored, not resurrection in the same sense as human beings, because we're the only ones with souls, human souls, but the restoration of all creation, because God was not satisfied to allow Satan to have the victory and mar permanently forever his perfect creation.